Hey guys, I'm back today with another video. This one is going to be brought to you by the company Beautyforever Hair, and I will be showcasing their Kinky Curly with the kinky edges. This is a 13x4 lace frontal wig, and it is in the length 20 inches. That is what the hair looks like straight out of the package, y'all. These curls look tight, so I cannot wait to style this unit. Now this is what the cap construction looks like. You get 2 combs on the side, a comb in the back, your adjustable strap, and a removable elastic band. As you can see, I did wash my unit using my WYSIWYG shampoo and conditioner, and I did a few little customizations in the front, which I will tell you guys about. I went ahead and tightened up my straps, and I'm also using that elastic band just because I want to make sure that this is fitted on my head. So this is what it is looking like. And y'all, that lace was long. I'm like, what is up with the long lace going on? So I had to end up cutting some of it off so I can show you guys what the front of the kinky edges look like now that I have washed it. The edges did end up reverting back, but I wanted to show you guys what they're looking like before I do like anything else to them. I feel like they look really good. I end up going in the front of the hairline and just kind of plucking it out a little bit. But I feel like the edges on this wig just wasn't doing too much. So now I'm just gonna cut off this lace. Now this lace does come off a little bit lighter, but I did not go in and add any tint just because I felt like powder was going to help fix it up once I melted the unit down. We'll be using my bowl hole liquid gold, and I'm going to move that hair back so I can put this around the front of my hairline area. And I'm just spreading a little bit because I do not like to put too much on. I feel like a little bit does go a long way, and I love this product. I've been working with it for a minute. And then I'm just gonna place the lace on top and then just kind of tap it into place. I did have to pull that one side up a little bit further because I didn't want it to be too far behind. Once I am done drying this down, then I am going to place my elastic band on the top of the hairline and the kinky edges so that I can focus on defining the curls on this unit. As I stated, this is a 13x4, so you get most of your parting space in the middle, and then on the side, of course, you get less parting space. Now, I thought that I was going to do a middle part, but once I kind of like flipped that over, I'm like, oh, that look real cute. I like the way that's looking. So I'm just going to go with this. So now I am going to take my wax and I'm going to go around the hairline area, and I'm going to use my hot comb to kind of press it back, but I'm not going to press it too much because I don't want it to look like too straight, because I am going for like a semi flip over look, but just a little bit of heat. It has a good amount of density, so I am going to be sectioning the hair off so I can work on defining these curls. I always like to go in with a wide tooth comb just to make sure that I'm not going to get any snags before I put any product in it. And you can definitely see the curls already starting to bounce back as soon as I put this water in it, making sure to focus on the ends really well. Now we'll be going in with my Shea Moisture Mousse, and I'm just going to be really generous with that also. And then I'll be using my defining brush to define the curls even more. So one thing that I noticed about this hair is that it still gave me the tight curls that I seen when I took it straight out of the package. You guys know with curly units, sometimes when you wash them, those factory curls do not look the same after you wash it. So I appreciated the tight curls that are going on here and how everything just kind of flowed together. Very easy for me to work with. Yes, it did take me a little bit of time because of the density, but I can tell that everything is going to look really nice once it dries down. took me a while to diffuse, so I did go off of camera and do most of it. But look how big the hair got. This hair definitely puffed up. Now, I am making sure to go like in the root area and just kind of push it up a little bit more because I don't want the roots to look super flat at all. Through those kinky edges, and I don't feel like they need to be cut down anymore, but there were a few little longer pieces that needed to be kind of cut down before I begin styling this. Now I am going to be placing a little bit of that mousse that I use to define the curls in the front area, just so I can kind of see exactly how I want them to go. You can see they are reverting back, so that's the good thing. I am going to kind of swoop them over a little bit, but not do too much. I like the curly and natural look, but I want some of the hair to kind of go back because I don't want it to seem like it's just sitting there. So you'll see me swooping. Now with the kinky edges, this is something you have to really play around with and kind of style it to your liking. Whether you want to wear them straight out of the box the way that they are, if you don't want them defined even more, it's just really all about a personal preference and what you want to do. So I'm going to play around with mine, do a little swoops and see exactly how I want it to be. And yeah, that's probably what takes the longest for me, is kind of seeing how I want these edges to go. Going to place a little bit of powder around the front of the hairline area. This is not HD lace, so I do feel like I needed some powder to kind of help it blend in a bit more. And then I still wasn't done. I wanted that pushback. I didn't like how swooped it was in the front. And now I am going to fluff up this hair. This hair already looks fluffy. Like, round of applause for this hair. This hair is pretty, y'all. Like, the texture on this hair is absolutely pretty. I'm using a little bit of my Garnier Fructis Sleek and Shine serum, and I'm just going to fluff it up lightly, not too much. The one thing that I did not get with this hair was a lot of frizziness, and I also didn't notice a lot of flyaways. But because of the texture, I know that the more you fluff it up, the more you play with it, you are going to experience some frizziness. But I feel like the mousse just kind of helped to lay everything down. Loving the big hair, don't care. The density, the texture, just everything just comes together so well. If you like a lot of density, then you are going to be happy with this. So I'm just going to turn around so you guys can see how nice and full this unit is. It looks really pretty. Of course, you can place it into a low ponytail if you choose to, kind of get it out the way if it gets too hot. And then we're going to look at this hairline. Now, like I said, I did have to play around with those kinky edges for a little bit. I do wish that the lace was a little bit more on the HD side, but of course, powder did help to kind of blend it in a bit more. But guys, make sure you stay tuned after this so you can hear my final thoughts when it comes to this unit. This is definitely some big hair, don't care. But y'all, the curl pattern on this unit is so pretty. Like, it is super pretty. So once again, this is their Kinky Curly Edge wig. And I decided to rock it as like a semi flip over, because I don't want to call it like a full flip over, only because you can see like a little bit of the parting space, but it looks really good. I didn't put any powder into the parting space area, just some around the hairline because it was coming off just a little bit light, but I feel like powder definitely helped to kind of like blend it in more to my skin. I did have to go in and bleach the knots on this unit. The knots are small, but to me they are dark, and I had to leave it on for a little bit, and I still feel like I could have bleached it a little bit longer just to kind of take the knots away. It does come with a pre-pluck hairline already, but I did go in and kind of pluck it out just a little bit more, but I didn't want to pluck it too much because I didn't want the edges to look like, you know, it was balding or anything. So I moved the edges out of the way and just plucked behind that. I saw this unit today using my Boho Liquid Gold. I just use a little bit because I do like to take my units off at night. I do not like to sleep in my units. That is just a big no to me. I like to be free, scratch my head, do what I need to do without worrying about any extra hair. So I use that. Of course, it helped to lay everything down really good. Now, I also went around the hairline with my wax stick and my hot comb, but I didn't press it out too much because I knew I wanted to kind of like fluff this hair up really big. So I didn't want it to be like super flat and super straight because the roots on this aren't curly at all. So yeah, I didn't want to go in too much. So just a little bit around the hairline area. And as you can see, I also kind of swoop these hairs. I just use a little bit of the mousse that I use to define the curls and just kind of like swooped them over and played around with them. I wanted them to come off still looking very, very natural. Now you can always kind of swoop them back and push them back if you're not a fan of that. But I feel like the kinky edges on this are really nice because they're not too thick, so I didn't have to go in and pluck out any of them. This hair feels very lightweight, even though it does have a good density to it. I don't feel like it feels heavy at all. Now, if you were to wear this in the summertime, it is hot in Houston in the summertime, so yeah, you probably gonna feel it thin. But right now it's still kind of cool outside. Well, the weather is kind of doing what it want to do, but it's a little bit cooler outside, so this could definitely work. But if you are a fan of big hair all year round, you should have no issue. It gets some shedding during the styling process, not as much shedding during the washing process, and I do expect some snags with this hair because of the texture, especially in the nape area. Like I can kind of see if I was to run my fingers right here at the bottom, it would snag a little bit. But when it comes to these curly units, especially these tighter curls, I do not like to run my fingers through them. Okay, just kind of a fluff and go situation and then a refresh during the week. Other than that, guys, this is really, really cute. Like this is really cute. Like I said, I am loving the curls on this. Now I did notice like in the front area, it does seem to be like a bit shorter, if you guys can tell, like right here. And then it comes down here, so it kind of has like a little bit of a layered look. I did have to go in and kind of trim some pieces down, but I like the way it's looking. I could have fluffed it up a bit more if I wanted to be extra, but I feel like this is good enough. What you guys think about this wig? If you are feeling this, I am going to make sure to leave all the links down below in the description area. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel once again, turn those notifications on, share and like this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.